Welcome back. The director of the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, Carissa Etienne, is warning that continued disruption of women's health services due to COVID-19 could obliterate more than 20 years of progress in reducing maternal mortality and increasing access to family planning in Latin America and the Caribbean. At PAHO's weekly press briefing, Dr. Etienne highlighted the devastating health, social, and economic impacts that the virus has had on women, saying that women were the hardest hit by the pandemic.
Across Latin America and the Caribbean, women make up 70% of the health workforce and have had to bear much of the burden of the COVID-19 response. But despite all they are doing on the front lines, it is women who are feeling the economic impact of this virus the hardest. So says PAHO Director Dr. Carissa Etienne, as she highlights how the virus has impacted women.
In our region, women are more likely than men to live in poverty, to take on unpaid work, and to have lost their job during the pandemic's first month. Right now, many Latin American women are facing the impossible choice between earning a paycheck and protecting their health. And for too many, healthcare remains out of reach. Unfortunately, as health systems have prioritized care for COVID patients, hospitals and clinics have struggled to provide essential health services that women depend on for their health and well-being.
According to UN estimates, up to 20 million women in the Americas will have their birth control disrupted during the pandemic, either because services are unavailable or because women will no longer have the means to pay for contraception. But it's not just contraceptive services which are being impacted. Pregnancy and newborn care have been disrupted in nearly half of the countries in the Americas, leaving expectant and new mothers at risk.
If this continues, the pandemic is expected to obliterate more than 20 years of progress in expanding women's access to family planning and tackling maternal deaths in the region. Nearly all maternal deaths are preventable, and even getting back to pre-pandemic levels of maternal mortality, which were already high, could take more than a decade. We should take a minute to talk about what this means for pregnant women, some of whom may be going through their entire pregnancies without being seen by a doctor at a time when care couldn't be more critical. Like all of us, pregnant women are exposed to COVID-19 infections. But because their immune systems change throughout their pregnancies, pregnant women are more vulnerable to respiratory infections like COVID-19. Once they get sick, they also tend to develop more serious symptoms that require intubation and which can often put the baby and mother at risk.
The maternal mortality rate in Latin America and the Caribbean declined from 98 to 74 maternal deaths per 100,000 live births between 2000 and 2017, and over a reduction of 23.1%. Last week, over 1.2 million new COVID-19 cases and 31,000 deaths were reported in the Americas. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
In interesting news further afield, a 14-year-old Joseph Costello is reacting to being selected as the winner of a 4-year full-ride scholarship to any state school in Ohio after entering the state's Vax a Million giveaway. The program was set up to encourage people to get vaccinated.
If protecting yourself against COVID isn't incentive enough to get the vaccine, how about winning $1 million or a full-ride scholarship to college? That is what 2 lucky Ohio residents are now enjoying, all because they got vaccinated. The state announcing the first winners of its vaccine lottery. A recent college graduate took home the $1 million prize, and 14-year-old Joseph Costello won a 4-year full-ride college scholarship. Joseph is joining me now with his parents, Colleen and Richard Costello. It's great to see you and great to meet you. Joseph, what an insane whirlwind for you. How did you find out that you'd won?
My dad was driving me home from youth group, and then the people from the state government told me in my driveway that I had won the scholarship from the vaccine entering of the lottery.
What did you think when you heard that?
I was pretty blown away with it, but yeah, really happy about it.
How weird is this, Joseph? One day you go to get a vaccine and the next you're live on national TV.
Very weird.
I understand that completely. Colleen, tuition, room, and board. I mean, that really is fantastic. What do you think about this whole thing? How does this full ride, what does this full ride mean for your family?
And it's really exciting. It means everything to our family. We've always wanted our children to go to college and made plans for that. So this was our hopes when we entered the Vax-A-Million contest, that maybe one of our children would win. So yeah, this is what we were hoping for, and we were really happy.
You know, Richard, the point of this lottery is to convince people who might be on the fence, right, to get a vaccine, to kind of make them, to push them over the line, to get them to get the shot. Your family is now an example for a lot of other families. What is your message to other families with teenage kids about this?
Right, they on two fronts, they have nothing to lose. A, there's the safety component of just being vaccinated, and B, the possibility of winning, scholarship or money, and so that's the way we see it. It's really, it's a very good thing.
Colleen, are you pinching yourself today?
Yes, definitely. I said to my coworkers at lunch yesterday that my life could change because the Vax-A-Million drawing was going to be that evening, and we were excited. We were wondering if maybe one of us was going to win. So the fact that that actually happened, it's so hard to believe.
You guys should really be going out and buying some scratch tickets or some Powerball. I mean, I'm feeling really good about being around you guys. If you could send some of that magical lucky dust my way, I would really appreciate it. So, Joseph, one last thing, my friend. I had heard that one of the schools you're considering is Ohio State. As someone who married into a Michigan family, I just have to ask you, can you please consider Miami, Ohio?
Yeah, I actually also was already considering that. So, but I don't know. It changes.
You've got plenty of time to worry about that, and you got a full ride. It's great to meet you guys. Thank you very, very much, and congratulations.
In light of challenges brought forward by COVID-19, Massey's Stores St. Lucia Limited, in collaboration with Love St. Lucia Initiative, is providing local manufacturers and suppliers on island with additional support. The largest retailer and supermarket chain in the region has chosen to help over a dozen micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises develop and improve their business operations in 2021.
The rebranded Buy Local campaign, dubbed Love St. Lucia, was launched in June last year by the Ministry of Commerce in collaboration with Massey's Stores, among other public and private sector partners. The campaign aims to build resilience in the St. Lucian economy by maximizing the potential of local industry, improving consumer awareness, and increasing domestic market share of local manufacturers and service providers. Division Head for Merchandising, Local Supplier Relations and Sales, Linda Auger, says Massey's Stores has always worked very closely with local manufacturers and suppliers, so it was only natural that the company would back the initiative.
We believe that we owe it to the public to have the St. Lucian product, and we'll also encourage the growth of our St. Lucian manufacturers and suppliers.
According to Mrs. Auger, since the larger companies tend to already have the infrastructure, Massey's Stores will collaborate more with the smaller and medium-sized suppliers to develop and improve their business operations.
We have a lot of small and medium suppliers with great ideas, young people who want to start a new business and have also seen the dearth in the market of certain products and want to do some things, but they need guidance. So these are the people we really try to work with, and in various ways. They come to us, we give them ideas, what products we're looking for, because you can't have everybody just doing the same product. And you'll find in some categories that we really have only one choice or even two choices, and maybe they're just imported.
Two of the suppliers featured for the year thus far are Artisan Pastry Limited and vegan ice cream makers Two Scoops. Artisan Pastries, owned by husband and wife Michelle and Gail Reggie, who with the help of a handful of staff produce a line of freshly baked quality French pastries with no preservatives.
I feel very happy that I'm able to do something that people enjoy, something different, something that I'm proud of, something that I know it's healthy, and it's something that is available overseas, and then I'm happy that we can bring it here so that everybody can taste a little of what's in Martinique or even in France at a reasonable price.
The owners of Two Scoops, Didymus Mayers and Deborah Donai, are the only producers of vegan ice cream on island. What inspired their journey, Ms. Donai says, was the need to come up with a product that people who are lactose intolerant could still enjoy.
Me working at the hotels and realizing how many people are actually going down the vegan road now. And we basically didn't have much vegan products that way in St. Lucia. So I decided to try my hand at, coming up with the local flavor ice creams and get a particular base milk, vegan milk base, a plant-based milk, I should say, that would work for ice creams, that we'll get a nice creamy product, and we came up with what we have right now.
Marcy Stores St. Lucia Limited, through the Love St. Lucia campaign, continues to provide support to small and medium-sized suppliers like Artisan Pastry Limited and Two Scoops, helping them build capacity so they can expand and play a more significant role in rebuilding the island's economy. From the Government Information Service, Lisa Joseph reporting.
Stay with us, there's more news after the break.